Yes. Okay.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Natural Healing with Essential Oils. I am super excited to find out what's on the menu for this month of May.
All right. Are you ready? You totally ready
Yeah,
for it? Okay.
absolutely.
Total awesomeness for this month is the free product that doTERRA is giving us is tea tree oil. And if you don't know about tea tree, it's crazy
Mhm,
great. Antifungal properties. It's
mhm.
also got disinfectant properties. It's great for cleaning. It's great for refreshing things. Stinky boys, tennis shoes, things like that. Stick a drop in there, it's clean it up. I have sometimes used it on my dryer balls. If I'm working with something musty, that's a great thing to use to clean it up. But cuts, scrapes, things like that, tea tree is your first go-to. And 'tis the time of year that if you end up getting ticks, you can put a drop of peppermint oil on, say it comes on my arm. I put a drop of
Uh-huh.
peppermint oil on it and it will make the tick back out. And then I always put tea tree on after that. And tea
Wow.
tree is a great one for our pets' wounds as well. More dogs, we don't use it on cats, but dilute it very heavily at a 3%. So really, really great. It's also part of our flute, frankincense, lemon, on guard, oregano, and tea tree that we use for those, it's the heavy balm when you're dealing with something that's hitting
Knock
you.
all out. Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
really also helpful if you have like toenail fungus,
Yep.
put some drops on there and it works. Just
Yeah,
clean it up.
I have people that just regularly after their shower, they'll just drop the tea tree oil on their toes before they
Hmm.
dry off and just let it, they'll take a Q-tip or just drop.
Absorbing.
Yeah.
Huh. Didn't
And
think
just
about that.
helps prevent the toenail
Mm.
fungus stuff. Yeah. And of course, we still have the amazing Mother's Day kit with the three
Mm.
little cute little roller bottles of Shinrin Yoku, Beautiful and Whisper. One of my favorites. Whisper
Mm.
is one of those that it changes with body chemistry. And you
Hmm.
can put it on, and it may start out as floral, it may change to cocoa, it may just be perfumey, and it's
Hmm.
one I used to take and put on everybody's wrist and say, okay, smell that. And then 10 minutes, we're going to have everybody smell each other's wrist because everybody smells different. It's so cool, but it's always pleasant.
Wow.
I had a couple people that went, oh, it smells like a pleasant baby powder. I'm like, what? Let me smell.
Interesting.
Yes. And of
Nice.
course, there's Father's Day goodies coming out. So I would check that out if you want to decrease cortisol for your guy. The beard
Mm-hmm.
oil and in Shinrin Yoku. Also, a bar soap with that.
Oh, nice. Nice,
Yumminess,
nice.
right?
So you were saying that for our men, it helps to reduce the cortisol?
Shinrin Yoku reduces cortisol for all of us by 20%. They've done scientific testing on that one, and it should be an oil none of us should be without because I can tell you that cortisol is one of the biggest things right now for all of us. The fast pace of life, just daily stressors, as well as the that frenetic pace. We don't slow down enough, leave
And
margin.
and the reason why I'm emphasizing that to you is because a lot of times we don't think about the impact that it has on our men, particularly when we talk about the sex hormones, because a lot of times they think, oh, I need to get some testosterone, the testosterone hormonal treatment. But in
Oh,
reality, what I have found a lot of times is that what's happening is that the body is prioritizing the sex hormones. And so all of the resources go down that particular pathway instead of going down the pathway of the sex hormones. And
ah,
so that's what's happening. And just putting in the testosterone into the system is actually going to end up doing you more harm than good in the sense that it's going to give the message to your body, stop producing the testosterone. We don't need to work at making testosterone because I'm getting it from an exogenous source. And at the same time, you still haven't addressed the real problem, which is the overproduction of cortisol. So I really impress upon you to not take for granted our men. And they're all macho. So they'll be like, oh, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. I have this handled. But in reality, their bodies are processing an excessive amount of cortisol because, as Sandy says, we're living in a significantly stressful environment without some of the usual outlets that men usually would entertain, so we're more sedentary, we eat more, we're not engaging, or should I say, they're not engaging in a lot of, you know, manly stuff, where they run around doing sports together or doing all of
Chopping
these different
wood.
things, chopping wood and all that kind of, man cave stuff. And so now their bodies don't have a way of processing life the way they used to be able to process life a couple decades ago. And so we're seeing a significant increase in the stress production, or should I say, the production of stress hormones in our men, which sabotages their ability to produce their sex hormones. So
Yeah.
very important.
Okay. I love that. That's good
Yeah.
information. Good news.
Mhm, mhm. Good news for our men. And they don't have to know what you're doing, ladies. Just give it to them and say, hun, I love when you smell like Shinrin Roku. I got you your little soap and I got you your little stuff that you can, slap on there for your beard and whatever. And
And you can
they don't
actually
have to
use
know.
that. Yeah, you can find recipes to make an aftershave balm kind of a thing, or
Mhm.
even use it in a shaving soap if you choose to go that far and do a DIY on that. But Shinrin Yoku
Mhm.
is a great thing for men to have around as well as women. You're
Yeah,
so right.
there
So,
you go.
and I will say too that doTERRA is still running the 20% off special. If you start your own membership with a $250 collection,
Mhm.
however you put it together, they will give you 20% off of that. So
Ooh,
super great for all of this month. Yeah.
absolutely, ladies and gents. I mean, you just throw in there your foundational wellness kit and your little Shinrin Ryoku set, and boom, you got that covered.
Yep.
It'll be like
Yeah.
almost getting the kit for free.
Yeah. It's great.
There you go. There you go. Well, my dear Sandy, thank you so very much for giving us the skinny on what's here for this month of May. And wow, it is a phenomenal support for our men and for our women.
So true. Have a
All
great
righty.
one.
Until next time, peace and blessings.